The producers and distributors of Tech AV video programs welcome you to the first program of the Electrical Construction Operator series. In this program, you will learn about PVC conduit and its accessories. You will also be shown how to cut, bend, and install PVC conduit. In the second program, you will learn about metal conduit and its accessories, and you will be shown how to cut, bend, and install metal conduit. In the third program, you will be shown how to mark out and install conduit in walls and ceilings. Conduit is used to house electrical cables for lighting circuits, socket outlets, and machine connections. There are two types of conduit, namely PVC conduit and metal conduit. PVC conduit is made of plastic, so it can be bent and manipulated easily. It is used in most installations nowadays because it is cheaper and does not corrode. Metal conduit is made of mild steel, so it is more difficult to cut and bend than PVC conduit. Special tools are needed to cut and bend it. Conduit is available in various diameters, ranging from 20 mm to 50 mm. However, the diameter of the conduit to be used for an installation depends on the size and number of cables that are to be drawn into it. A standard table, as specified in the SABS 0142, is used to determine the number of cables that can be drawn into a conduit. As you can see from this table, the maximum number of cables that can be drawn into a specific diameter conduit depends on the diameter of the cables. Connection boxes are used to make the setting out and connection of conductors easier. This connection box has a round housing, a cover, and ways to which the conduit is attached. The cover is removable so that conductors can be drawn into the conduit and joined easily. Once the cables have been drawn into the conduit and joined, the cover of the connection box is replaced and secured in place. Connection boxes are identified by the number of conduit outlets or ways that they have. For example, this connection box has only one conduit outlet, so it is called a one-way connection box. One-way connection boxes are used at the end of conduit runs, so they are also known as end boxes. A typical example of where the one-way box is used is for a wall light fitting. This connection box has two ways, so it is called a two-way connection box. It is also often called a through box. Two-way connection boxes are used in long conduit runs where the conduit needs to be joined. Another variation of the two-way connection box is the right-angled two-way connection box. Three-way connection boxes have three ways to which conduit can be connected. This box is used where the conduit branches off from the main conduit line to a switch box or connection box. The Y-box is another variation of the three-way connection box. The four-way connection box has four ways to which the conduit can be connected. It is used where conduit is branched off the main run in two opposite directions. Back entry boxes have a conduit entry point at the back of the conduit box. These fittings are used for installing light fittings in ceilings or concrete decks. These items are called couplings. Couplings are used to join two lengths of conduit together. Switches are housed in switch boxes, and socket outlets in socket boxes. These boxes are made of either PVC or galvanized steel. Two types of switch and socket boxes are available, namely recessed boxes, which are used in installations where the conduit and boxes are concealed beneath the plaster, or surface-mounted boxes, which are used for installations where the conduit is mounted on the wall surface. Adapters are used to attach the conduit to the switch and socket boxes. There are two types of adapters, namely male adapters, which have external threads, and female adapters, which have internal threads. Adapters are attached to the conduit by means of PVC weld glue. Another type of fitting which is often used in PVC conduit installations is the inspection type fitting. Inspection fittings have covers which are removable to allow easy access for the drawing in and inspection of the cables. The most commonly used inspection fittings are elbow fittings and T-fittings. The T-fitting is used to make branches off the conduit at the required intervals. Elbow fittings are used to make 90-degree bends between horizontal and vertical runs of conduit. Saddle clamps are used to secure the conduit runs to wall surfaces and beams. In cases where it is necessary to mount the conduit away from the wall surface, a space bar saddle is used. Conduit is ultimately connected up to the distribution board. There are two types of distribution boards, namely recessed distribution boards, which are mounted into the wall, and surface-mounted distribution boards, which are mounted onto the wall surface. We will be discussing the distribution board in more detail in a later program. Now, let us review what we have covered in this program so far. First, we identified that there are two types of conduit, namely metal conduit and PVC conduit. Next, we identified the fittings used with PVC conduit. These included connection boxes, couplings, switch boxes and socket boxes, adapters, inspection fittings, saddle clamps, and distribution boards.